Hey there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brittany Bundles, and today's video is going to go over some really cool automations that you may want to consider adding to your online store. Now, I'm going to be showing you a demonstration and actually just like a walkthrough of some of the automations that I have access to through this app that I'm using on my Shopify store. The app's name is Cigano Email, and this video is not sponsored in any way. I just want to show you some options that I have available with this app. Now, I'm thinking this video will be particularly helpful for e-commerce users because even if you're not using Shopify or this app, it gives you an idea of some automations and some different apps or services that you may have access to make your job more efficient. So the first automation that I want to go over is coming soon. Now, I do want to give you a disclosure that all of these automations that I'm going to show you have not been used by me. Shopify has a lot of different apps available to e-commerce users. So I've used different apps for certain automations, and sometimes I just use the services directly through Shopify without using the apps. So if you see like a 0 next to any of the automations, it's because I haven't used it that frequently or I'm not using it. So this coming soon automation is really good for e-commerce businesses that are about to launch or that are about to revamp, like rebrand their website, and their website is not accessible at the moment. This gives your website visitors an option to sign up for your email mailing list before your website is active. Now, the next automation that I'm on is welcome. So this automation is a welcome email, just welcoming new subscribers to your email subscriber list. And I think this is really helpful as well because you want to stay relevant in potential customers and clients' minds. You don't want to fade to the back, okay? Now, you don't want to continue sending so many automations where you become very spam-like and you have a lot of unsubscribes. But you do want to make sure that you're sending out welcome emails if you can. So whether you're using an app to do it or whether you're sending out the emails yourself, I recommend using the welcome email. No, I have not used the welcome email consistently through the time that I've had my website through Shopify. A lot of times I reach out personally. So I'll see who subscribes to my email mailing list, and then I'll go ahead and send them an email. So I've used this sometime, but not too often. So discount reminder is another automation that I've used sometimes. As you can see, it has an open rate of 50%. The reason that I don't use this automation too frequently is because I don't really put my discounts in Cigano. Like I don't use my apps for, I don't use Cigano for my discounts. Normally I do my discounts directly through Shopify. And then what I'll do is when I create a newsletter through Cigano, I'll put some type of verbiage that references going to my website to get further details on the discount code. The reason I do that is because I found throughout the years that it works better for your sale conversion to get as many people as you can to your actual site. So if you're putting your discounts in the newsletter, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's worked better for me to not put as much information about the discounts in the newsletter in hopes that my newsletter subscribers will click on the email and actually go over to my website and purchase. A discount reminder is another good email automation to have. It just kind of reminds of discounts that haven't been utilized. The next automation that I'm on right now is abandoned checkouts. So I don't really use Cigano for abandoned checkouts either. I like to go to my abandoned carts. It shows you how many abandoned carts you have through Shopify. And if there's an email address there, I like to go ahead and reach out personally. It's helped secure more sales in that way, or in my opinion, doing it that way. And I feel like it's because it's that personalized touch. If anyone has questions or if they have any concerns, they're able to get it answered directly. They have a direct point of contact, and it seems to help me build my relationships with my clients a lot better. And it seems to also help secure more emails, or more sales. So that's not going to be reflective here. That's why it says 0, because I really don't use this automation through Cigano email. But it's still worth mentioning because it is a good automation to have, especially if you're not reaching out directly to your abandoned carts. Now, another automation that's good to have is new purchaser. So once someone purchases a product, sending out an email thanking them for their purchase, going over any new products that may be helpful based on what they purchased. last, and ultimately just thanking them for their purchase, right? So I have used this sometimes. As you can see, it has like a 63% open rate, and I've made what, like $221 from this email automation. Again, I don't have this on all the time. I recently turned a lot of my automations back on just to kind of give it a trial run, just see how things are going. I did turn them off before because I was using different methods and different apps and systems to reach out to do the same type of thing that the automations are doing, but I wanted more of a direct contact. I had more time to do that. Now I don't have as much time, so I'm turning the automations back on. Also, another automation is repeat purchaser. So once someone purchases more than once, they'll get an email thanking them for their purchase and letting them know that they are a valued client or customer of yours because they're making multiple purchases. I do want to also let you all know that you can change the frequency of the automation. So like this automation goes out 2 weeks after a repeat purchase. You can have it scheduled to go out like a month after the repeat purchase or a week. I wouldn't recommend waiting like a whole month after the second purchase to send out the email, just because it may be too long. You know, people may have forgotten that they placed the order, or I don't know, it just seems like it wouldn't be as effective. Timing is everything. You know, you have to make sure that you start getting into the rhythm of your customers and your business. What works for one company may not work for your company. And although it's great to get information and see what works for other people, it is also good to put your feet, get your feet wet and test to see what works best for your audience. So the review request is also an automation that I don't really use too much. I was using another app for reviews, and then I started emailing personally, asking like a direct email, asking for different pictures and reviews. And some people were receptive to it and would go on Facebook and leave reviews and things like that. And some people would just send like a text message reviewing it. Some people would send like an email. And then I was like, wow, this is a lot how am I going to put all of these reviews out if they're not really like in an app that's going on my website? So then I started looking at different apps that I could have for reviews, and really review requests. I haven't found a specific app that I just love the most for review requests, but if you do want to create an automation for that. So another automation is lapsed purchaser. So when you see that one of your customers hasn't purchased in some time, this would be a good automation to send out. As you can see, it has like a 27% open rate, and I've made like $349 when I had this automation turned on. I'm sure it probably would have been more if I had this on consistently. So I'm going to keep these automations on consistently until I notice that I need to turn them off. Because again, like I mentioned before, I don't want it to be to the point that there's a lot of unsubscribes. And I did notice when some of these were turned on, because a lot of my email subscribers were getting hit with so many emails. I mean, back to back, on top of the emails that I would send out for different sales and different like blog updates. So I didn't want it to be too much. Now, something else that I wanted to show you all, and I'm not sure if you caught this, but toward the bottom of the pages, I was showing you like the percentages and the amounts of my conversions. And it also showed how many email subscribers, like how many emails went out. So back in a lot of them, it was like 192 emails or something like that. Since then, I actually have gained 842 subscribers on this app. And as you can see the chart, it's kind of going down now. And that is due to two reasons. One, I haven't been that consistent. And then the second reason is because I have done different experiments with the automation. So being too consistent and not consistent enough, not finding that sweet spot, has really contributed to that. So I'm going to show you another app that I'm using, and just a disclosure, these apps change. They change occasionally depending on what app I'm using at that time, like I mentioned a little while ago. So Privy is another email app that offers automation. And I use this app now primarily to gain new email subscribers. So as you can see, my display views are over 40,000 with this app. I've had over 705 signups on this app, 50 orders from this app, and then I've earned $7,302 from this app as well. In this app, they offer different like email templates than Seguno, but the idea behind both apps are very similar. So I do recommend you trying out some different apps and seeing what works best for you. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below, and I'll talk to you on the next video. Bye.